Imagine you're relaxing on a bench in Central Park on a beautiful, sunny afternoon. Suddenly, a striking woman walks up and sits down right next to you. Her skin is stunningly pale, white as fresh snow. She has beautiful silver, curly hair. Her deep blue eyes completely captivate you from the very first glance. You can't help yourself, so you ask for her name. The stranger replies that her name is Abarash. She adds that she comes from an ethnic tribe in sub-Saharan Africa. Right then, you realize that you are looking at a black woman with albinism. You ask for her phone number. She takes your iPhone and skillfully types the numbers with her left hand. And that's how your incredible dates begin. The girl turns out to be incredibly smart and fascinating to talk to. You fall head over heels in love with her. Luckily, she agrees to be your girlfriend. But suddenly, your loud alarm clock goes off. The whole thing turned out to be just a beautiful dream. You lay there in bed with your heart racing. This entire story leaves you completely dumbfounded. You ask yourself, does a person like that actually exist in the real world? Is it even possible from the standpoint of pure statistics? The answer is a definitive yes. However, this leads us to a much more interesting topic. What would the rarest possible person out of the entire global population look like? Today, there are about 8 billion people alive on Earth. To find out, we need to break humanity down trait by trait. Let's start with a person's geographic and ethnic origin. There are roughly 7,000 distinct ethnic groups on our planet. Most of the global population is concentrated in just a few massive groups. For instance, Han Chinese people make up about 18% of humanity. That is a massive number. Over 1.4 billion people from a single ethnic group. On the exact opposite end of the spectrum, you find tiny, isolated communities. The Sentinelese population of the Andaman Islands is estimated at just 50 to 400 people. In the Amazon rainforest of Brazil lives the Kawahiva tribe, numbering fewer than 30 people. And the population of the Spinifex people of Australia was around 200 during the last census. For our experiment, we will choose an origin from exactly this kind of ultra-rare group. Let's use a conservative estimate of 500 representatives worldwide. If you divide 500 by 8 billion, you get a 1 in 16 million chance. The probability of such a person existing is now a mere 0.0000000625%. Now let's add total albinism to this portrait. This genetic condition is caused by mutations in a person's DNA. These mutations disrupt the production of a pigment called melanin. Melanin is what gives color to our skin, hair, and eyes. In the total absence of this pigment, a person's appearance changes drastically. They get completely white skin, light hair, and a very unique eye color. Their eye shade can range from a pale light blue to a soft pinkish tone. On a global scale, albinism occurs in about 1 out of every 20,000 people. Combining both factors, our odds drop to a staggering 1 in 320 billion. Let's move on to unique eyes. Green eyes are considered rare since only about 1 out of every 50 people has them. But there are far more unique mutations when it comes to vision organs. We are talking about complete heterochromia. This is a condition where a person has 2 completely different colored eyes. For example, one eye might be brown, while the other is ice blue. Usually this is a congenital trait caused by an uneven distribution of melanin. It is completely harmless and does not affect a person's vision at all. The chance of having this trait is about 0.06%, or roughly 1 in 1,667 people. Next step, let's make our ultra-rare person left-handed. Handedness is partially determined by genetics. However, scientists still haven't found a single left-handedness gene. Even identical twins differ in this trait in about 20% of cases. A massive role in this process is played by brain lateralization. Right-handed people process speech primarily in the left hemisphere of the brain. In left-handed individuals, both hemispheres often share this workload. In many traditional societies, children were forced to write with their right hand. Because of this, the actual statistics for left-handedness might be slightly underreported. Yet official conservative estimates point to about 10% of the Earth's population. This means every 10th person in the world is a lefty. Combining ethnicity, albinism, heterochromia, and left-handedness brings us an astonishing figure. The probability of meeting such an individual is roughly 1 in 5.33 quadrillion. Let's go further and talk about color perception. Most people see the world using 3 types of cone cells in their retina. Thanks to them, our brain can distinguish about 1 million different shades, but tetrachromats possess a unique fourth type of cone cell. This allows them to see incredible colors that are completely invisible to the rest of us. Such people are capable of distinguishing up to 100 million different shades. This trait is linked to the X chromosome, meaning it occurs almost exclusively in women. Roughly 12% of women carry this mutation in their genes. However, true functional tetrachromacy only develops in a small fraction of them. Researchers estimate this superpower at about 1 in 80,000 people overall. Finally, let's give our rare portrait the gift of absolute memory. Hyperthymesia is a phenomenal ability to remember every single day of one's life. People with this syndrome can recall even the most mundane past events in perfect detail. This phenomenon was first officially documented by scientists back in 2006. That was when a California patient named Jill Price reached out to neuroscientists because she couldn't forget her past. She described it as a non-stop, involuntary replay of her entire life. Today, there are fewer than 100 confirmed cases of hyperthymesia worldwide. Even by the most optimistic estimates, there are only a few hundred such people on the entire planet. Let's use a conservative probability for this trait, setting it at 1 in 16 million. Now let's tally up the traits of our rarest human being. We've imagined a woman from a micro-ethnicity with albinism, complete heterochromia who is left-handed with tetrachromacy, and hyperthymesia. The odds of such an individual existing on Earth are an astronomical 1 in 6.83 septillion. To give you a sense of scale, there are at most 1 septillion stars in the entire observable universe, and if you were to count every single grain of sand on Earth, you would need 910,000 planets just like ours to reach that number. And this is far from the absolute limit of human rarity. There is a countless number of other unique mutations and combinations out there. We could add rare blood types, unique body mutations, or IQ levels that didn't make it into this video. The main takeaway is that every single one of us is absolutely one of a kind. We have overcome unbelievable mathematical odds and anomalies just to be born. There are plenty of fish in the sea, but nobody can compare to you, so embrace your uniqueness. This video was crafted by Adam to make big ideas simple and clear for you. Don't miss out on the next breakdown. Subscribe now and let's keep exploring together.